The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is urging his supporters to disregard a manifesto of his party currently in circulation. Obi's comment comes against the backdrop of a viral document purported to be his manifesto. In a tweet, Obi asked the public to disregard the draft document in circulation, saying that he will personally release his manifesto at the appropriate time. The former Anambra State governor started his campaigns on Saturday in Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, and promised to solve Nigeria's flood challenge as well as ensure that the country attains sufficiency in food production if elected in 2023. Well, joining us now is Arise Director of News and Politics Editor Somna Sambo to help us unpack all the issues before our plate, or on our plate this evening. Somna, good to see you. Where do you even want to start from? Is it the Peter Obi who's saying the manifesto that you're seeing that's gone viral is not the finished work yet? He's not necessarily saying it's fake, is he? What do you make of this whole manifesto scenario? I mean, the PDP has My Covenant with Nigeria. APC has Renewed Hope 2023, Action Plan for a Better Nigeria. We're still waiting for LP.
Yeah, very quickly, I support Peter Obi's decision. It's actually the right thing to do before a lot of things will be attributed to him, which he never said. Remember, in 2015, we had that issue where President Buhari was campaigning on one aspect, and then, of course, the party had its own manifesto on another aspect. Once they won, President Buhari rejected some of those promises that were being made on his behalf, saying that he never authored some of those documents, and there were so many promises. Some of them actually even said that Buhari had promised to make #1 equal to $1 and all of that. And of course, so there needs to be that coordination. I think Peter Obi is learning very fast. He's been smart about this, and we need to give him kudos. But one thing that I saw there is that he said it's a draft. So there seems to be an element of some things that he's thinking, being on that. But it's a good decision, and I think from the way he took off on Saturday, going very well, pretty soon you'll see a better Labour Party. But it's just that I would suggest that he should reduce the use of I, because if you see from his tweet, he was saying I. In this game, playing in the big league, it's a we game. It's not an I game.
But if you look there, it says we have not formally released our manifesto.
Yes, but
okay.
Then it says I do so personally.
Yeah, they are think about 3 I's there, and just one.
But is it true that it's the candidates that owns the manifesto? I mean, by convention.
No, by convention is the party.
The party.
So the candidate brings his own desires and all of that. And that's why you see in the APC, for example, Tinubu is bringing his own ideas and fusing it into the overall ideologies of a party, because the candidate is only one segment of what the party is. And on the ballot paper, it's actually the party and not the individual.
And let's talk about this whole the role of pan-ethnic social cultural group in Nigerian politics and election. How relevant are they? And I'm asking this in relation to what we're seeing. Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the APC, went on a visit over the weekend. The PDP is mocking him. Showore, who's also a presidential candidate of another party, is saying some of the Yoruba leaders, have goofed. What exactly is playing out, and how relevant are those groups?
Well, let me start from how relevant they are. In Nigeria, we play our politics based on ethnicity and religion.
Unfortunately,
so when you see, it's unfortunate, but this is our reality. Yes, and so people see, being at the center, at the federal government, through the lens of where you're coming from and all of that. So they will continue to be relevant until maybe we have another 100 years when all of us would have gone away, and we have people who were given birth to, more urban-centered Nigerians, because majority of Nigerians are still rural-centric. Majority of those who decide who becomes president of Nigeria are majorly rural and semi-rural voters. So until we have more urban Nigerians than rural and semi-rural voters, we'll continue to have these issues. When you talk of ethnic social-cultural groups like this, they are very, very relevant, and that's why you see the Arewa Consultative Forum, the Northern Elders Forum, you see the Ohaneze Ndigbo and all of that still being relevant, because they play a key role in explaining to those at the grassroots where they think that the objectives of the people will be fulfilled through a particular candidate. And so sometimes when some of these leaders sit together, like for example, during this visit, you must have seen Olufalaye there. Olufalaye was a former chairman, former secretary of government of the federation, a one-time presidential candidate under the AD and APP alliance and all of that. And then when you see them there, they play critical roles in determining where people should actually move to. Do people still listen to them? Well, not so much like it used to, but they still have a controlling influence, especially on those public opinion leaders, like traditional leaders, like clerics and other groups. So yes, Tinubu did what's almost like a master stroke here when he was deprived of the opportunity of being endorsed by the Afenifere social cultural group led by Pa Ayo Adebanjo, who is the acting president of the group. Remember, Ruben Fashoranti
categorized them into Afenifere A and Afenifere B.
Coincidentally, there's a Afenifere Renewal Group. Remember, which was being alleged to be sponsored by Bola Tinubu in those days when there was a problem as to the outcome of the 2003 election, before 2003 and then after 2003, and you had the likes of Yinka Odumakin being their spokesman for the late Yinka Odumakin. So in a nutshell, yes, it's good that the PDP is actually telling him what they feel about it. The allegations here and there that money was spent in bribing some people, although there is no evidence. But what else would you have expected PDP to say other than to hit a Tinubu like this? So it's left for Tinubu to come out and state it clearly that the endorsement was based on what people think, and for Afenifere itself to say that that's not the case.
Still on that matter, Fashoranti has endorsed Tinubu, like we all
and
know.
It's within his rights to do that as an individual.
Absolutely. Is the Afenifere a divided house now?
Because it's clearly
it is, right?
It has always been.
Then in addition to that, you have the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who says Oyo people will vote for and stand with the Yoruba. So it still underscores that ethnic politics that you say we're playing.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you could see the deputy governor singing the Oyo anthem, Ashiwaju, and all of that. I mean, this is clear politics in Nigeria at play. People will always go back to where they come from, irrespective of political parties and all of that. And from what you have asked right now, I will tell you clearly that Afenifere has always been divided. Close to the 2003 presidential election, when President Olusegun Obasanjo was seeking a similar endorsement from Afenifere, you know that there were calls by some leaders not to endorse him and all of that, but he bulldozed his way. And eventually, after that, Afenifere never survived. There was a Yoruba Council of Elders that was later summoned by the wife of Obafemi Awolowo to help to see if they can actually have another group, because Afenifere was beginning to lose, its platform because of these divisions. And these people, including the late Abraham Adesanya, all tried in their own ways to actually see how they'll bring together this group. But unfortunately, that has not been the case. So it's left for these people to be able to do the right thing. And it's good Showore is actually giving the right advice.
What does it mean for the Southwest? Right.
What this quickly means for the Southwest is that the Southwest is enlightened. People can decide to choose whoever they want to support. If Pa Ayo Adebanjo and the Afenifere leadership, the executive, have decided to go with Peter Obi, there's nothing wrong with it. So, and Pa Ayo Adebanjo must also respect the right of Ruben Fashoranti to be able to select whoever he feels like and bless him, like we saw, Tinubu receiving the elderly blessing, because Tinubu needs this badly because it comes from his region. And if he's not seen to be gathering his region together, what would he not say? The North that's backing him. Right. So it's left for us to see other presidential candidates going there to seek their endorsement. So when Peter Obi goes there, or we have Kwankwanso going or Atiku, they shouldn't deny him this sort of endorsement too, because if they do, then they will be partisan.
Okay, we have a lot to discuss, but we'll let you go for now. We'll probably bring you back tomorrow for more discussion. Our politics editor, Somna Sambo, always a pleasure to have you on the news.